Hi, everyone. Welcome back. This is part 2 of a 2-part recap. If you're wondering where part 1 was, well, go check in the feed and be sure to subscribe so that way you always get your episodes. But enough of that. Let's get right back into the episode.
So,
Greek Express card.
She's like, I don't know what she's talking about.
Swipe.
Just a peanut. It's a sliced cucumber.
Delicious.
So she's like, I have my own credit card, so I'm not going to engage with her craziness. I thought we left on a great note. And I was like, I thought you guys left great too. It was love, tears, and huggies after you all asked me to sign your napkins after that great monologue I gave.
I am sick of her throwing out grenades because she feels like, well, I'm going to deflect. And you talked about my kids and I didn't even talk about your kids. And she's like, no, well, you did talk about our kids' product line. You talked about Fresh Wolf and it would never have come up had she not said, you're jealous of me. You're jealous of my shiny hair. I'm like, everybody has nice hair in this room except for Brittany. Your hair is no better than anyone else's. It's dyed bowling ball black. But when you go that dark, you don't have shine. I was like, see, that's the thing right there, Angie. That's what makes it hard to support you is because amidst all the good and all the hurt, you come in with something really horrible like bowling ball black hair.
This Angie's disses are so funny.
So
when you go that
kilter,
dark, you don't have shine. Burn. Okay, that's not nice, Angie. We are women. Women who have follicles. Okay, Heather, but saying I'm using someone's credit card to go on vacation, she is taking everything slung at her and slinging it back at me. And now I have to respond with something low or walk away. I'm pissed. And she's like, but you're definitely going to see her again. And I don't think you should come in hot. Okay, you should probably leave the your hair doesn't have shine thing at home.
It's not my fault. When she goes into the gutter, I should understand it's just the nature of her bowling ball hair. So Angie is like, I just want to be in a better place with her. And I don't know, but I don't know how I'm going to react when I see her next. I'm like, spoiler alert, you will lose your mind. You will be standing up and you'll be doing your slow finger point that you do. That is how you will do it. It's always her slow, like musical number finger point. Like it goes low and up and high. You shouldn't say that bowling ball.
She does a circle like she's stirring something from under a bowl.
Yes,
like
she does
this.
Do that.
And then she rolls her head too on the opposite way. It cracks me up every single time. She's like a little machine. So now, sorry, go ahead.
No, I was just going to elaborate on the motion of the finger point, but I decided I don't think we have to. It's an audio medium.
Are you good?
I think I can.
With that?
I think I can end. I think you ended it at the perfect button. Yes.
Oh, so then we go to Brittany and Whitney at Orchid Dynasty shopping for plants, hopefully that they can't kill. So we go to this and them trying to figure out plants is hilarious. She's like, I want a plant I can't kill. And Whitney's like, I have this one and I don't know what it's called, but it's not dead. Oh, well, that's good. Thank you, Thank you, Whitney. Thank you.
I only killed it. Now it's on the pole because it realized what it wanted to be.
So Brittany's like, after the RV
There's so
trip,
much dirt in the living room now.
Justin and I have been rolling around it on a tarp to make art.
So Brittany says that after the RV trip, like, her relationship with Whitney's been very tense. And, she felt like when Lisa went after Whitney's business at the luncheon, she's like, I realized I had done the exact same thing and I feel badly about it. Okay, so here are the things I feel badly about in order. I feel badly that Jared is mad at me. I feel badly that I was like Lisa. I feel badly that I didn't park very nicely and it might be hard for the person next to me to get in and out of their car. And then let's see. I think the number 6 through 9 is I feel bad that I didn't DVR things. And then number 10, I feel bad that I'm ignoring my daughter and her requests for what she wants out of me. Okay, moving on.
Thank you for apologizing. I really appreciate it. And I feel really, really bad for what I said about you and Jared, because that's not me. I don't go to that level. I don't make fun of people for sucking dick. Well, except for Jizz for Jazz or, the numerous times I've accused people of cheating on the show. But otherwise, no, it's not me. She's like, I know. And, I have to say, I was shocked. I was just shocked. I mean, you might have been a bottle of wine presented to me right in front of my mother at my home. It was shocking. Shocking that you would do that.
So they go outside. They see more plants and like, oh, Brittany loves it. And so Whitney's like,
So, are you and Jared still together?
because Brittany says that Jared's helping her do stuff to her house. And so she's like,
I thought you ended the engagement.
she's like,
Oh yeah, we're together. I mean, we did end the engagement, but we're still together. But what does that mean? Well, it means that we're like working towards getting engaged again. Brittany, no, don't do that. He's so good to me though. Like, we're really trying to take things slow in the name of our kids.
and at this point, Brittany has picked up a cactus, and for some reason, she is stroking the cactus, and she does it for the rest of the scene. There's like this little baby like swallow or something, and she has both of her fingers, and she just keeps like slowly jerking off this cactus. And I was like, this all makes sense. This is a woman who likes to inflict pain on herself. Okay, now I know why she's with Jared. It's the same reason why she is literally stroking a cactus, the least strokeable plant that there is, with her two fingers.
Totally. But he's really good to me, you know? But do you know what Olivia wants from you? Who? Olivia. I'm sorry. Who's that? Your daughter. Right. Oh, that one. Well, I think she just wants to see me be consistent with not choosing a man over her. But it's hard because I'm in such a good space with Jared. He only texted 3 other people this morning. I mean, he's really showing growth. He's shown so much growth.
Is that like Olivia's hard like boundary? She's like, yeah, I mean, like, yeah, it is. Like, she just wants you to stop dating for like a minute.
Brittany's like, I'm not sure. Like, were you listening to Olivia when she was talking to you, Brittany?
Maybe you should ask her, because think of the grand scheme of life. Is it really that hard to stop for a short period of time to prove that she's worth it?
Wow. I mean, that's a big ask if that's what she would really need, you know? I mean, what else could she want? I mean, I sing her songs from the Miss Saigon playbook every night, and I would think that's more than enough for a daughter, right?
It's her or me. Which is one of the great songs from there, but it's kind of fitting. It's her or me, Brittany. Think upon the words, Brittany. No offense. She should come first, even as an adult. Because, you know, I've had my own ups and downs with my parents, especially my dad's wigs. And my mom and I were estranged for a very long time. I understand that mother-daughter relationships are hard, but even when I wasn't talking to my mom, I never stopped loving her. I never stopped needing her or wanting her, especially as we've...
You got this.
This is a long line. Hold on. That bush is telling me something. Did you hear it? It said, go back to the pole.
I did really have a lot of ups and downs with my parents, but mainly because I was going up and down on my pole. You know, it's hard because you're different latitudes from them.
Why are you going up right and down right now? There's a pole in here. Whitney, that's holding plants. Why is your face bleeding? Oh, is it? It must be coming from my hands. Why are your hands bleeding? Covered in blood. Brittany's just standing there covered in blood, wiping her face. Like, maybe that's a good point. But the thing I don't understand about this conversation is Olivia didn't tell her she had to stop dating Jared. But Whitney's like, yeah, now you have to stop dating Jared for Olivia.
Well, here, first of all, I don't know if stopping dating Jared for a month is going to show anything to Olivia, because it sounds like they're so on and off that I don't think a month is like not enough time. That being said, if Brittany and Jared are in a good place like she claims, and if they really love each other enough that they're working towards engagement, I think he would be understanding, and not only understanding, I think he would encourage a break so that way she could repair her relationship with her daughter. And if he is not for that, well, then I would say then he's an asshole, but we already know he's an asshole. But like that's another red flag for Brittany to think about.
Yeah, and she's like, well, I want to be there for Olivia, and I want to be... Did somebody turn on a red light in here? The blood, it's in your eyes. Oh, I shouldn't have wiped.
Stop licking that. Eyes. It's not ice cream. Stop licking that cactus. It's not a cone.
but it's so soft. She's rubbing it on her cheek.
Stop it.
No, it's not. Your cheek is falling off. But I want to be there for Olivia. I want to be that rock like my mom was for me, but it's just kind of impossible because she doesn't make space for me. Like, what am I supposed to do? Just sit at home? I mean, she's not home. I'm alone. What happens if I'm alone? I'm just sitting there alone, all alone, watching my old Hallmark movies over and over again, again and again, thinking that girl sure is pretty. I hope she gets someone before it's too late. Brittany, your eyeball is hanging out of your eye.
Winnie just slaps her.
Get a hold of yourself. And not the cactus.
Wait a minute. Why are you speaking to me upside down? Take a pull where you can get it.
Get off that ficus.
So Winnie goes,
Give it 30 days and see what happens with Olivia. You know, it's like, think about your ups and downs at Jared's. Ups and downs, that's my thing. It's the pole dance of life. Think about your dating life. It's been messy, sort of like your face with all that cactus blood on it. And you could use a break from rubbing the cactus on your face. Stop it. And if that's what she needs to see from you, then it should be a no-brainer. That's how I live my life, doing lots of no-brainer things. I don't know why I do that. It's almost like I have couldn't really see that all the way through. Line.
And Brittany's just standing there, bleeding, stroking the cactus. She's like, Brittany, are you listening to me? Make an effort for your daughter. You might not ever have another chance. And Brittany's just like standing there like Carrie.
Down.
She literally says, Brittany, put the cactus down.
It's like a hostage situation.
Please, I beg of you, put the cactus down. Let them out of the bank. Just think about your daughter. Come on.
She puts her hands on her shoulders. She's like shaking her.
It's your daughter. It's your daughter.
A fly just lands on Brittany's face as she stares off into space, not getting it at all. It's like, oh my God, Brittany, Jesus.
Do you feel it?
But let's be honest. Brittany is not listening to anything Whitney says because she's like,
do you feel it? It's your daughter. She's like, uh-huh. It's your daughter. Don't you feel it inside your heart? Yes. Date Jared Moore. No, your daughter.
You might not ever have another chance to date Jared. You're right. I need to call him right now. So we cut to commercial and then we go to Bronwyn's house. Okay, so Bronwyn, here we go. Bronwyn and Muzzie. Terrorist Muzzie. Awful human fucking being Muzzie. God, what a monster this lady is. Jeez.
She's a monster because she is literally standing over her latest conquest, which is deflating and packing up a literal monster, one of Bronwyn's like dinosaur blow up outfits. Because we see Muzzie and she's like, at first I thought she was like unfolding a dress and then it's like sort of tarpy, as like it's a jacket, and then you see claws come out of it. I was like, what the hell is Muzzie doing? And she's just folding it, and then it becomes clear it's that inflatable dinosaur thing. And Muzzie is like, well, this looks like it was used for fun, so let's pack it away because fun things don't have any use here in a household. Okay.
We'll be burning this so you can't embarrass me anymore at the airport. Do you know how difficult it is for me to walk into the airport? Everyone says, oh, there's Muzzie's pregnant dinosaur daughter again.
So the comma brows are in full comma effect. They're the upside down comma brows. And
she looks like a McDonald's sign that's been hit by lightning and it's just like split down the middle and like tilting over.
Like the arches fell in on themselves. Bit.
No, the arches have like, it's split down the middle and now the arches are falling outwards from each other. They're like all the way over here. Like someone taped the arches back together.
And they're almost like a quote that fell into itself. Like, like we had our like quotation marks and then they fell forward towards each other. The point is they're arch things that fell over. So Gwen and her boyfriend walk into the foyer where Muzzie and Bronwyn are, and they announce that they're about to go bowling to their bowling league. And Bronwyn's like, you guys are lying. There is no bowling league. They're like, yes, mother. Like, we go every Wednesday. Okay. Like, well, I don't see Lisa Barlow's hair. So unless I see that, and then I don't believe there's any bowling happening here.
Yeah. So Bronwyn's like, yeah, they're lying. They're not going bowling, Mother. Okay. They've been going for a couple of weeks. They keep saying, oh, we're in a bowling league. And I was asking them all these questions like, where'd you hear about the bowling league? And, and Muzzie's like, oh, so they're having private time. Just those two and Satan curling up on a couch. I suppose you don't even care where his penis is at 10 p.m. Bronwyn.
Well, that's got to freak you out, Muzzie, huh? Just, well, they don't have enough space in the East Wing, huh? I was like, well, could you imagine if I said to you, I'd like my boyfriend to live with me at our house? Could you imagine? She goes, wouldn't happen.
Yeah. It's like, yeah,
also,
that never would have happened.
Failure. You're a failure. You're a mother failure.
So she talks about Gwen being very close to the same age that she was when she was pregnant. And so, having her mom here and judging her, how she parents Gwen, is really bringing up how much shame that she felt and how much maybe shame she still feels. And that Muzzie has this idea of what a perfect Mormon family looks like. And I'm just never going to fit into that for her. I'm never going to fit into that for her. Are you done folding that dinosaur? Muzzie, please, you're making me uncomfortable.
You know what, Muzzie? It really doesn't bother me. It's just,
I know it doesn't bother you. That's why it doesn't bother her. She's following your example. So I hope you're ready for your kid to be stoned to death in the town square for being a whore, because that's what you're raising, honey.
Let's be really careful how we say that, okay, Muzzie?
No, I'm sorry. Is there a nicer way to say whore? Okay. Well, whatever example you're doing, she's copying. That's what's happening. She's copying you. Look at that little bob, that little bob slut walking out of here to go bowling.
Let me just drop my chin to my clavicle slowly, and let's not whatever example. Like, I'm out in the streets, Muzzie. I just set out to be very different with her, and I don't want any sneaking and stuff. So I just want her to openly tell me, you're doing it.
No, I like that, but guess what? I like socialism too. Doesn't work. Yeah, it'd be great to have everything paid for. Doesn't work, just like your parenting. Just like your parenting.
Hey, but did the way you parented me work? Because you didn't want me having sex. And newsflash, I had a baby by myself, Muzzie, so it didn't stop me.
Nah, not quite, but not because of a lack of effort, that's for sure.
Well, BYU was trying to make sure I wasn't having sex, and you were trying to make sure I wasn't having sex, and guess what? It was happening, no matter what. Yeah, I boned. I had a lot of boning. Vagina was open for business, okay? It was a drive-through. Lisa Barlow almost went through because she thought there were French fries. Everyone could go in there, Muzzie. Get used to it.
It's time for a commercial. It's time for a Crappens commercial.
Well, I was never once thinking about you doing that because I knew all along you were taught you don't smoke, you don't drink, you don't have premarital sex. And I would have put my head on the chopping block that you would have not done any of those three ever.
Really? It's not too late.
Yeah, not too late.
Is that an offer? Mother, I know you're a big fan of the tough love with me. Okay, I know, and I'm not a big fan of receiving tough love. So,
yeah, but you see how better that works, right?
No, it doesn't work any better, Muzzie. It doesn't.
Yeah, it doesn't.
It does. No, I had really hard days still. I would not be jazzed if Gwen had a baby at the same time that I did. I would handle it very different though. You didn't let me have a baby shower. You weren't happy about it. You didn't let anybody be excited for me, and I was not to be celebrated, and it was not something to be excited about. Remember that? Remember that, Muzzie? She's like,
that's right. That's right. I'd do it again.
And also, this is a good time to remind people that while this very serious conversation is happening, Muzzie is wearing a t-shirt with some sort of cartoon figure whose eyes are bulging out saying, everything's fine, which I love. We talked about it on the trailer, and when I saw that t-shirt again, I was like, oh yeah. I mean, it was like that. And that was clearly Muzzie while Bronwyn was pregnant, talking to her friends like, hey, Muzzie, so I heard your daughter got a little knocked up. Everything's fine in the household. Everything's fine.
Oh my God. So Bronwyn says that she, was really difficult when she got pregnant because they were at a baby gap because both of Bronwyn's sisters were pregnant at the same time that she was. I mean, Utah, can we slow the fuck down? Well, I mean, my God.
Yeah.
What do they put in the water over there? Jeez.
We really don't need to have so many babies all at once. Okay. And because also it leads to baby gap stories. Like, we don't need baby gap stories. But basically, Bronwyn's like, yeah, they went to the baby gap and her sisters were pregnant. And the salesperson was like, oh, are you having a little girl? They said that to Bronwyn. And Bronwyn had to say, no, she's talking about, like, we're going for my sisters, basically. She's like, oh my God, I'm sorry. I thought you were pregnant and I shouldn't have assumed. And she's like, I am. And so then the salesperson said, so is grandma buying something for your baby also? And my mom said, no. I mean, that is wild. It is
woman,
so cruel. Like, what?
This lady is so gross. I mean, it just gets worse and worse with her. Just worse. And she's just sitting there proud as can be, nodding like, you bet your ass I did. Like, good one, Muzzie.
Yeah, seriously.
And just the whole level, just the whole layer of Bronwyn's sisters also being pregnant, but being pregnant the right way. While she's like having to go through it and being like left out while everybody else is getting to celebrate their babies makes this like 10 times more disgusting.
I would like to see an update on that front personally. I'd like to see how everyone's doing.
Yeah, if those girls are divorced or whatever. I hope they've all disappointed Muzzie in some way.
That's the thing. I don't want something bad to happen to those girls, but I want them to be the bigger disappointment, because as far as I can tell, as you mentioned last week, Bronwyn's doing well enough that's the place where Muzzie's living. So tell me more.
Muzzie's fine to take her money. You know what I mean? She couldn't even buy her a fucking baby gap, but she's fine to spend all her money and live in her mansion. You know, fuck Muzzie. I cannot stress this enough. Fuck Muzzie. This woman is terrible. I hate this lady. I hate her. I'm so triggered even watching her and her stupid little nods like she's, oh, yeah, you're right, I did. You're right, I did, Bronwyn. Monster. You're a monster of a woman. And I'm so glad that Bronwyn is bringing you on here to drag your ass. Because Bronwyn's like, I don't even have to say anything. America will drag you for me. So come on TV, Mom. Come on, Muzzie.
That being said, I was like deeply entertained by the scene. Not in like, oh, this is so funny, but it's more like when you see someone like this, it was almost like a stereotype. Riveting. It's like, it's riveting. And it's like a stereotype of like the evil mom. I mean, she's got the eyebrows and everything. And that she kind of isn't cowed into softness. And like we didn't mention there's also Reba and Sutton is another great example of this. And like these evil moms come on, and at least Reba had like, they gave her like a little bit of a redemption moment, but these moms come on and you just sort of see where all the damage comes from. And it's just like, wow. And I was like, this is like, it felt kind of like the sort of campy. It was like, in a certain way, Muzzie's almost campy, just the way her presentation is and how evil she is. Like, if this were scripted, this would be like gay canon, right? So
like Edie McClurg would play her in an 80s movie, you know, just being like the evil, like the evil
drag
mom
queens
in the
would
neighborhood.
act it out on stage, right? But it's a reality show, so the fact that it's real is like, ooh,
seriously. So Bronwyn is saying, you know, she's tried to tell herself over the years that, you know, maybe Muzzie didn't mean to be horrible to her the way she's being. And maybe she meant it in a different way, or maybe she really loved her, but she was just giving her tough love. But now she's realizing she didn't misunderstand anything, you know, and she still thinks that when she got pregnant 20 years ago, that the most hurt person in that situation was the mom. You know, and so Muzzie's like, well, yeah, with Daddy's position and where he was with his job at the temple. And she goes, yeah, it was embarrassing for Daddy. I get it. He worked for the church. I get it.
She's like, but it also was like really about me and what I wanted to do. And I was really the last person considered in that, which is like, it's crazy that like, it's still about like, oh my God, but dad had a position at the temple. How mortifying for Dad. It's like, your daughter should be the priority. It's your daughter. So Muzzie's like, well,
God, give her a cactus to stroke, please. I've never wanted a cactus so badly in here. Just hand it to Muzzie.
No, but Muzzie is the biggest victim, and she explains why.
Well, I also felt like there were periods where, okay, Gwen's just dropped in my daycare, you know, there's is. I just have Gwen now.
And Bronwyn's like, I don't know what you're talking about, that Gwen was dropped at you. She goes, what are you saying? I was at work paying bills for her. She's like,
well, what would have happened if I didn't take her? You would have been somewhere else. We didn't want her to go into foster care. I'm like,
Oh, really? Oh, really? Now it's foster care? Fuck off. What kind of grandmother doesn't help take care of their grandchild? What is wrong with you? I'm sure you took care of your other daughter's children all the time and had no problem with it.
Exactly. She's basically saying, she's not saying we took care of Gwen because she's our granddaughter and we love her and we love you and family's most important. Family first. She's instead saying, well, we didn't want to take care of her, but we didn't want her to go to foster care. So this is what we did, which is like.
Yeah, she's saying we had to take care of our daughter because you're a lazy nincompoop who made terrible decisions and you forced us to do all this stuff. Instead of, even if she worded this a little bit differently and said, you know what, Bronwyn, you make it out that I don't love my granddaughter. I helped raise my granddaughter. Yeah. I loved her. I took care of her all the time. Even if she did it that way, I could give her a little bit of credit. But the way she's turning it like, oh, you fucking lazy idiot. Now, of course, I had to take care of your illegitimate baby while you were, off scrimping and saving.
She could have said, listen, something I think would be a very valid point, which is we were ready to start our new chapter of our life. I mean, have you been listening to Heather Gay? And then all of a sudden, next thing you know, we're raising a baby again. And we had to make sacrifices. And I want you to also acknowledge that we had to make sacrifices. But she's not saying that. She's basically saying you're lucky you had us. That's basically what she's saying, which is
your kid would have
really
been taken
cruel.
away. She's a mean witch. So Bronwyn's like, well, I would have worked a second job. And you know that I never would have let her go into foster care, Muzzie. That's really dark. She goes, oh, no, you never wanted her to be adopted. It was always, I'm keeping her.
I was like, what? What are you? Basically Muzzie is saying we tried to get her adopted away. We tried to put her on the market. The market was real good. Interest rates were great. And Bronwyn's like, I have a lot of grace for the fact that you had never been in a situation of raising a child that was doing something so different than what you wanted them to do.
Yeah, especially the last one. You loser.
You're doing your best. And just because I don't say, oh, you're so wonderful, you're so amazing, doesn't mean I don't think you are. Just busy being careful that you don't think you're so wonderful, that you're too good. That's it. I just wanted to make sure you were dropped down a peg or two or 500.
She is too good for this shit, and she should have your ass in a state-run home in under 5 minutes. I cannot believe she's keeping you in this house, and I can't believe Todd is letting her. If I heard someone speaking to my partner like that, you would be out of there. You would be getting nothing from me. You're horrible, and you have a lot to repent for, ma'am. Shame on you. Shame. Shame on Muzzie. Nothing redeemable here. Shame.
Muzzie shame. Okay, well,
and I like that she's trying to daughter shame Bronwyn when Bronwyn's daughter is doing great. She's in a stable relationship. Yeah. She's at college. She's happy. She's even gotten her mother's bob. Okay, she's copied her mother's bob. That's how much she loves her mother. Do you see Bronwyn around here trying to walk around like she's got the McDonald's arches that have been split by lightning covering the wrong sides of her face to look like you? No, Muzzie. Okay, I think Bronwyn wins in this situation.
Gwen is doing great. Gwen's doing great. She's on Wednesday nights. She's either bowling or having sex, but either way, she's playing with balls. And I think she's in a great position. So now we go, since this is an episode about mothers, let's finally have our last mother scene because mother icon Meredith Marks is here. Yes.
Okay, Sean.
So Angie and Meredith meet to get coffee, which is odd because they've spent the past 2 years hating each other and screaming at each other. And Angie says, look, Meredith and I are no Laverne and Shirley, but we've been trying with each other. So I just want to make Meredith aware that Lisa's not the Laverne to her Shirley or the Hera to her Zeus, if you know what I'm saying.
Cut to Meredith just shoving jars of caviar in her mouth one by one as her mouth gets bigger and bigger.
Stop coming down the supply line.
We're gonna make it in Salt Lake.
I love that Angie is just so transparent. She's like, oh, Lisa wants to get mad at me. I will make Meredith mad at her.
I know, she really is. So they walk in and Meredith is like, well, Schlemiel, Schlemazel, Hassenpfeffer Incorporated, am I right? She's like, oh, I don't understand that. But anyway, you look good. How's your store? And Meredith is like, well, I'm going to renovate my store and make a very small. There's going to be a small jewelry store in the front, and in the back there'll be an area for a bassinet where Brooksy can go to sleep every night.
Wow, that is a lot that has happened since I've seen you. So she tells her the story. She's in the salon. The girl comes in, gets some Fresh Wolf products, and then Lisa tries to start a war with her over text. And Meredith is like, well, perhaps she needs a little bit of grace because everything that ties back to kids, we all get very reactive. Okay. And surely you remember the little snuffleupagus that happened with my toddler. Do not speak about my toddler. I'm warning you right now.
Angie's like, I'm just going to ignore that part and keep going forward. I don't want to hurt you, but in the past, when you and I were not really in a great place, Lisa was calling me and encouraging me to dig up information about family members and relatives of yours. And she was telling me, oh, Google this person, and here's their name, and this is how you spell it. And there's things out there about bankruptcy and shoplifting.
Oh, really? Well, I'm sure that if you had looked, you would have found some excellent 5-bean recipes that require 4 people in a kitchen to make them together. So, guilty. Guilty.
Well, she wanted to intimidate so you would stop coming at me, and I didn't, and that's not who I am. I am a woman who owns 7 lunatic fringes, coming soon to NBC. Must-see TV is back, baby. But obviously, it was Lisa. That's who Lisa is, and Lisa is doing her research on everyone, true or not, and she's just going to keep it back here in case you come for her, and she will launch it like a bomb.
Well, I just don't understand why she would tell somebody that I'm not getting along with when I'm getting along with her to go try and dig up dirt that isn't even true about not even me, but that would be hurtful to me, but also to my family.
So she tells us that she doesn't really believe this shit from Angie. She's like, why am I going to believe Angie over this other lady who I'm friends with? I don't believe her. But I will be talking to her about it.
It's a funny thing to be like, just so you know, Lisa, she keeps things in her back pocket to throw out like a bomb. And I'm going to show this to you by keeping something that I've had in my back pocket and throwing it at you like a bomb.
Exactly.
This is the old Margaret Josephs. Beware of Margaret Josephs because she keeps things in a vault and then she's ready.
Yeah. Oh, gosh. Well, here we go. So it looks like Lisa is off the hook for now. For part of the season, and now we're going to move into Meredith versus whoever.
I don't know, because the preview looked like it was Angie yelling at Lisa, and Angie says, look, I know you're going to tell Lisa, but that's okay, because she said it word for word. I'm standing in my truth. So,
well, let's see what happens, everybody.
Let's see how it goes. A really good episode with camp and fights and drama and emotional stuff and real stuff and a cactus being
it was it was good because
stroked.
They didn't really rely on the fighting the whole time. They can't do that every episode, obviously, but I feel like a lot of shows, and especially housewives shows, tend to dip when they're not really doing that, and when we have to go do their home scenes and people are struggling so hard to come up with something to talk about in their home scenes. And this one, they all just have such actual fascinating things happening. The Muzzie and Bronwyn thing is crazy and interesting to watch, and more relatable probably than the Monica thing, because a lot of us have mothers that we can kind of relate to that in a way. And then there's the Whitney going back to the pole thing. Fascinating stuff.
That was probably the realest moment that spoke to my soul.
Mary and her church stuff is still endlessly fascinating to me. And then also the Britney storyline of just not getting this whole thing about why her kids hate her is it's sad, but it's like sad-larious. You know what I mean?
You almost wonder,
how can somebody be this stupid?
And you almost wonder, with someone like Muzzie, was there someone, God forbid, like Whitney, but was there someone in her life saying, look, you need to put this aside and be a better mom to your daughter right now? And was she just not able to hear it? Because we see that Brittany is not hearing what Whitney is saying. We give Whitney a lot of shit, But Whitney was being absolutely right. Whitney was like, this is your daughter. You have to prioritize. You have to make sacrifices for your daughter. You have to. I mean, there are a lot of times where we're on this podcast where we're like, oh God, that kid is just a whiny brat. You can't, like, they just have to think, like, you can't give up everything for your child. But in a situation like this, it's like you have to. And you can see Brittany, you can see the hamster wheel not really moving. The hamster wheels never really moved for Brittany. And you have to wonder, was this the same? Did this happen to some of these other toxic moms we've come across on this show?
I don't know. I mean, I think with Muzzie, you know, just coming from a really religious family, I saw this all the time. People like that, you know, whose daughters got pregnant, and I saw a couple of good examples. You know, one was a family member, and it was like the shame of that side of they were just like, oh, it was this huge thing. There was so much shame involved, and they eventually came around, but you know, Muzzie never came around. And then there was another one that was like, okay, we're going to deal with this. And there was a special school in El Paso for pregnant girls. So I'm sure it's still there, like a high school. So, I mean, it happened a lot. So just watching all the different things. But in a super religious household, no, I'm sure that Muzzie was surrounded by people where she felt completely justified. You know, it's like those are the rules, and anything against that is anti-God. And we have to impress everybody because your dad is working at the temple and all of this other stuff. And that comes over your kids and your family and everything else. And it's disturbing. I can't believe it still has such a hold on people, really. Religion to that extent. I don't mean religion in general. I don't think religion's horrible. You know, I've seen it do a lot of good as well. But to the extent where people are like getting rid of their own family and judging their own family to the point where they have no relationship with them is just...
Or just more broadly, when people do shitty things in the name of religion, when a lot of times the religion actually does not stand for those things. I'm not sure a religion stands for like shaming your daughter or making your daughter feel like shit. And then there's just large.
Well, a lot of them do. I mean, it depends on how literally you read the text of that
people
religion.
Are selective, though.
You know, some
That's
people are very hippie about it. It's like, I'm religious, but I just believe in love, man. And, you know, I'll like have premarital sex. And, you know, there are like certain things that are accepted now just because it's the modern age and people just ignore it. It's like, I'll still go to church every Sunday, but I'll do everything the Bible is telling me not to do. And they're okay with it and they're fine with it. And then some people are very literal about every little thing. It's like, you had premarital sex, you and your baby are going to hell, you know?
Yeah, well, it's like, I feel like a lot of religions, generally broad strokes, are really about finding peace and getting along with people and giving spiritual guidance. But there are definitely like archaic elements in like all the different various scriptures that like people cherry pick, which are the ones that don't feel relevant anymore versus which are the ones that actually support their worldview that they just are too lazy to want to change. And it's actually really sad. And it's really sad that this really affects so much of people's lives and people's rights to just live as who they are. And
it's what's
terrible.
going on in this country right now. It's absolutely insane that you've got
Like,
people who are leading the government standing up there like, let's lead a group prayer at this governmental meeting with cops. Like, what the fuck, bro? Like,
conversion therapy might be back.
It's just cuckoo. Yeah, it's cuckoo. So I think it's a brainwashing. It's brainwashing, and people should get the fuck away. But anyway, thanks for joining us here at Watch What Crappens. It was a pretty good episode of Salt Lake City and fun to talk to you guys. We'll be back in a couple of days with Double Housewives, Miami and Orange County. And then we'll be back Monday with an Amazon Live. So check out information there at our link in bio, at our Instagram, Watch What Crappens. And we'll talk to you next time.
Bye.
Watch What Crappens would like to thank its premium sponsors.
Ain't no thing like Allison King.
It's always a party on Allison Block.
Our way is the Amber way.
It's the Foster and the Furious. It's Amanda Foster. It's always automatic with Ashley Auto. Put your hands together for Carly Clapp.
Get on the right foot with Chrissy Offit.
She's not just a Sheila, she's a Daniela Etchels.
We never miss her call. It's Diane Call.
Aaron McNicholas. She don't miss no trickolas.
Hava Nagila Weber.
You'll never hide from Heidi Eleanor Jones. I go, you go, we all go for Hugo. Jamie. She has no last namey.
She's our kind of mess. It's Jennifer
Messer.
Sipped some scotch with Jessica Trotch.
She's our favorite streamer, Caroline Peacock.
Kristen the Piston Anderson.
Get a bee in your bonnet with Lacey B. Que sera, sera, whatever will be, will Lauren Silsby. She gets an A from us, it's Lindsay D.
Let's give a kisserino to Lisa Lino.
Fresh as a daisy, it's Maisie McHenry. We love her on the rocks, it's Melissa Cox.
Megan Berg. You can't have a burger without the Berg.
This is Livin' with Michelle Vivian.
I love ya, Olivia Williamson.
She sure is swell. It's Raquel.
Yes, we canna, it's Savannah.
Cast a spell with Shannon Spellman.
Let's share with Sharon Eldridge.
Darn Skippy, it's Tippy.
And our super premium sponsors.
She's VVIP, it's Amanda V. Can't lose when you're with Amy Baldwin.
Somebody get us 10 cc's of Betsy MD.
We're taking the gold with Brenda Silva.
Let's get real with Caitlin O'Neill.
Put us on a stretcher, it's Charlotte Fletcher.
Don't get salty with Christine Pepper. Can't have a meal without the Emily Sides.
Who, what, why, where, and Gwen Pentland.
Let's go into the woods with Guy Tubbs. It's our queen, it's Queen La'ifa.
Nobody holds a candle to Jamie Kendall. Hail the cork master, the master of the cork, Jennifer Corcoran. We got our wish, it's Jen Plish. She's not harsh, she's Jill Hirsch. My favorite Murdo, Karen McMurdo.
She's a total knockout, it's Katie Manock.
We love him madly, it's Kyle Pod Shadley. In the study with a candlestick, it's Leslie Peacock.
Gee, it's Lisa H. We're ride or die for Lisa Ryder Barron.
She's a whiz, it's Liz Sarthy.
Always killing it, it's Lola Alkalani.
The incredible edible Matthews sisters.
She eases our woes, it's Melissa St. Rose.
There's a chance of meatballs, it's Rebecca Cloud.
Maximum love for Sandy Maximoska. She's the queen bee, it's Sarah Lemke.
We cannot tell a lie, it's Sarah Telefson.
Shannon, out of a cannon, Anthony.
Please don't stop, it's Soli and Pop.
Let's take off with Tamla Plain.
We're obsessed doll with Tessa V.
She ain't no shrinking Violet Kuchar. We love you guys.